I think I've activated a system. Whenever I get close to Ted, a deposit magically appears in my bank account. I asked him carefully, you haven't signed the papers from last night, have you? He sneered. What? Having second thoughts? I plastered on my most shameless smile. I had a dream last night. My grandpa was yelling at me from the great beyond. He said he just got settled in his grave, and I'm already pulling the stunt. He said we should at least wait until he's reincarnated before we get a divorce. This morning at 7:58 a.m., I confirmed this earth-shattering discovery. We were in the kitchen. I was turning around with a piece of whole wheat toast in my mouth when I walked straight into someone's chest. Ted's eyes were bloodshot, like he'd been up all night, and I wasn't wearing a bra. Sorry. I crossed my arms over my chest. It's 8. I thought you'd already left for work. He didn't say anything. He just moved around me, opened the fridge, and poured a glass of ice water, gulping it down. His Adam's apple bobbed, and a stray drop of water slid from the corner of his mouth, tracing a path down his jawline and disappearing into his collar. I stared, mesmerized, as that tempting droplet vanished at his collarbone. The next second, my pajama pocket vibrated. Bank account plus $50,000. The sender was anonymous, the memo blank. It was like a transfer from another dimension. I stood there for a full minute, clutching my phone in a daze. It wasn't until Ted was fully dressed and we were sitting across from each other at the breakfast table, the atmosphere as chilly as two strangers sharing a table, that I moved. There was only one apple left on the plate. We both reached for it at the same time. His hand covered mine. His palm was searing hot, and I snatched my hand back as it burned, laughing nervously. You have it. You have it. Ted stared at me. Honestly, his gaze was so sharp you could have peeled the apple with it. He picked it up and took a loud, crisp bite. Over the crunch, my phone screen lit up again. Plus $20,000. At this point, my brilliant mind had pieced together the following. Bumping into his chest, large-scale physical contact, equals $50,000. Back of my hand touching his, brief skin contact, equals $20,000. The more intimate the contact, the bigger the payout. Hypothesis pending verification. Conclusion. Ted equals a human ATM. This realization made me stare at the man across from me, who was methodically eating his apple. My gaze grew hotter and hotter. He set down the core and wiped his hands. I'll sign the papers tonight. Wait. I blurted out. Ted looked up at me. What? Having second thoughts? Well, my brain went into overdrive. I had a dream last night. My grandpa was yelling at me, said he just got settled in his grave, and I'm already pulling the stunt. He said we should at least wait until he's reincarnated before we get a divorce. I added a sheepish grin. And, hey, you wouldn't want to disappoint your grandpa either, right? The air was silent for a few seconds. He tugged at the corner of his mouth. My grandfather passed away 3 years ago. By your logic, he should be in kindergarten by now. Kindergarten curriculum is very demanding. We shouldn't distract him. Ted looked at me as if I were a new and fascinating species of alien. After a moment, he stood up and grabbed his suit jacket. Whatever you want. The company is expanding anyway. I don't have time to deal with the paperwork. As he walked toward the door, my eyes lit up. I dashed over and knelt down in front of him. Let me get your shoes. He froze, his voice tight. Anya, what are you doing? Helping you with your shoes. Of course, I said, grabbing his ankle. These leather shoes look best with your suit, but the laces are such a pain. Oh, and your tie is a little crooked. Let me fix that for you. My fingers crept up his chest, my fingertips accidentally brushing against his Adam's apple. Ted's breath hitched. There, I stood up straight, beaming like a top salesperson who just smashed their quota. Drive safe. The door clicked shut. I excitedly pulled out my phone. Unlock, open messages. Plus $30,000. 30,000. Combined with the 70,000 from this morning, that was $100,000 in half an hour. I clutched my phone, whispering,